Good morning, 7th grade. Today what we're going to do is we're going to get into experimental versus theoretical probability. Okay, I'm on page 41. You may not be, so just write it down accordingly. Today is the 19th. Remember, I do this 2 days in a row for the other 3 classes, okay? All right, so moving right along. This is actually really simple. So far that we've been talking about theoretical probability. So just a quick review, because what we're going to do is we are going to compare it. So theoretical, in theory, is what should happen. Remember that you can always pause the video. I'm sorry, my voice is disappearing, so it's a little bit crackly. All right, so the theoretical probability is basically what should happen if all was perfect in the world, right? But we know that that's not always what happens. So what should happen, for example, if we had a dice, or let's just say a coin, okay? Let's just say you had heads and tails. You have heads, right? So the probability of flipping a head would be 1 out of 2, because we know that for theoretical, it's always our favorable, hopefully y'all can see that, divided by total possible outcomes. Okay? Really, really simple. Now, we're going to compare that today with experimental probability. And what we're going to do is do a quick experiment. Okay? But before we move on, experimental probability is what actually happens. Okay? The reason for experimental probability, many businesses use this as far as a real-life example. Let's say that they produce over 2 million of a product, and they want to know what is their ratio for how many will be defective. And so are they going to test all 2 million of the products that come off the line? No. What they're going to do is a simple experiment, and today what we're going to do is analyze how effective is the experimental probability and when should we use it as a reliable determination. So what actually happens, okay, and to find this, okay, you divide it by the total number of trials and the favorable that happens. Okay, well, what does that mean, Ms. Kowalski? So we're going to go back to our coin, okay, and I'm going to do a trial. I want to know the probability of a head when I flip that coin. Okay, so I'm going to do 10 trials. And I'm sorry, this is not an official coin, but it is the beautiful token. And we're going to say this is a heads, and this is the tails. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip it. We're actually going to flip it 10 times. So we have a heads. I'm going to flip it again. We have a heads. I'm going to flip it again. We have a heads. Maybe this is a trick coin, right? Okay. And we have a heads. And a heads. Something must be... Hey, Brock, I think your coins are... Uh-oh. Okay, we may have to get the penny out. Oh, we got a tails. I think your coin is defective. It's going heads. Is it a fair coin, Mr. Brock?
It's a stolen coin.
Oh my goodness, he must be a treasure or something. Okay, we did have one tail though. See, Mr. Brock is even, oh, we got another tail. I think Mr. Brock has added to the, so we got one. How many times have we done this so far? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 3 more to do. Whoops. Oh, goodness, we have a head again. And a tail. Okay, Mr. Brock, you do it. Last time. Oh, he can't even throw it. Okay.
Tails.
He did it. It was a tail. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 is the total number of trials, and the probability of a head was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Which means we can equate that, we can reduce it, divide both our numerator and our denominator by 2, gives us 3/5. Or if we were to put it into a percentage, is 60%. Okay, so let's compare. Did my experimental probability, because we know that this is 50%, did my experiment match? No. So please remember the difference, what actually happens isn't always going to match our theoretical, okay? With that in mind, can we use this to make an assumption? Maybe it wasn't a fair coin, but it was pretty close to 50%. So today what we're going to do, we are going to do it a little bit of experiment. So obviously, we have some other thing. You're not in a lesson right now, but you have on your, if you notice over there by the window, you have these items that you are going to go and get. You may get a partner who may already be done and finished, but remember to be quiet because the lesson is going on for 8th grade. So what you see, we're going to actually make some predictions, and then we're going to do the experimental probability. So basically, you're going to be evaluating games of chance to help you understand probability. And for each game of chance, predict what will be the most frequent outcome. Then run the experiment 10 times. For each trial, record the actual outcome in the result row. If this matches your prediction outcome, put a check mark in the prediction row. Okay? So basically what I want to do, I'm going to flip a coin on this time. And I'm going to predict this time it's going to be heads, just because of what happened. Okay? So what I'm going to do is use my coin. Obviously, you're going to have a dice, you're going to have a coin, and then you have a deck of cards. You can match up with a friend. You can do it together, but please be mindful there is a lesson going on and to be quiet. But let me show you what's going to happen. So basically, I'm going to please use the tray so it's not too loud. Okay, so we got a tails. The result was a tail. And my prediction, did that match my prediction? No. I'm going to do it again. Okay, and I got another tail. Did that match my prediction? No. And I'm going to do it again. Okay, let's pretend that it's a head just for the sake of understanding what we're going to do. So I flipped a heads. Did that match my prediction? Yes. So in the end, remember that the check marks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you are going to find the experimental probability. It's out of 10, and the amount of check marks will go on top. Okay? So pretty simple. You're going to use a dice next. Then what is using a deck of cards, you can, with a friend, obviously like this, you're going to pull, you're going to predict, okay, is it going to be red or black? And then do your, each one of these is going to be done the exact same way, okay? Now, after you do this, you will go to, on your laptop and do quizzes. You can do quizzes first, or you can do this first. So the quizzes number for this class is it's written on the board. For Miss Sid is 267139, and Brock is 076836. Please be ready. I'm sorry about that. We are also going to you're going to have your lesson toward the end after 8th grade is done, and we're going to find the difference of which is more predictable and how we can use experimental probability to make predictions. All right, see you soon.